English Phrases Part 5, by Sean Mayhew. Find a girlfriend who ticks a few boxes, having the qualities you like. The work has great energy and barbarity, it's blood up the wall. Be mindful of his past history. Another stylish outfit, you have a great wardrobe. It might take 5 or 6, 7 at a push. Tread carefully with them, they have susceptibilities. There are any number of idle takers. The recession reduces trade but doesn't have a monopoly on our problems. Know where you're going, don't be rudderless. You won't be accepted, capable as you are. He's too sober in this work, it needs more passion. I'd dissent on the second point you made. They know it's going to take time and effort, they're in for the long haul. The machine's a useful contrivance. The manuscripts may include something important, he hopes to mine gold. It's all too easy to criticize when we're also imperfect. There can be seething misunderstanding between the sexes. He has a confrontational approach with alienating results. You saw it before them but avoid the high road of self-righteousness here. Try to restore some sense of civility. The job's fine although barnacled with a few disagreeable tasks. Be aware of the inanities of buffoonery they talk. I see it differently but can agree to disagree. Standards are still falling, and at a greater angle of attack soon to hit the ground. He's a good man, she's well catered for. You're ahead of us on this, we're all running to catch up. His creative fires dimmed in this period with reduced production. Be positive, do it for good or ill. It's a marvel of urban sprawl and pollution. I see a catalogue of errors in my life's rearview mirror. Men love money with a pure flame while women have to convert it into things. She's gone back to tie up a few loose ends. Notoriety can make for a rattlingly good lifestyle. Have decisiveness and murderous resolve. It's a textbook case of falling under peer pressure. It's a vast work, a monster piece. There was much hand-wringing after their project failed. It's radical and rather fringe for mainstream science. That's how I understand it, but it's okay if you take a different view of another view. The aims of the war morphed and became movable goalposts. There's plenty of padding, it needs cutting with a large pair of scissors. The film's mindless, you'll lose the will to live watching it. It's wrong but I won't start a fight. It's despised, they've got it in for the whole thing. They'll never stand up for anything, they're only yes men. There are barracudas in this business, taking money and disappearing. There are several things to do quickly, I need to get my act together here. The similarities elude or escape him. The internet has done away with most paper post. Think it through and don't be a muttonhead, thickhead. His output is only fitfully of much quality. It's a top-drawer artwork and worth the effort. The rest of the time was given over to the project. Some burnt-out alcoholics frequent there, having given up on all else. People are swayed by the media, played like a violin. I'm so good I exhaust superlatives. The art form has no more ideas or reinvention, it's bankrupt. Marxism is the smoking crater center of specious ideas. It's an unpopular management decision, there's discontent amongst the ranks. He's a far-sighted leader, steering a course to avoid problems. There's some spade work to be done making sense of the wider ideas. He has an exploitative, reptilian character. Don't go over his head to the director, ask him first. It's a self-serving discussion, only to support her own interests. This view's been pilloried without good cause. He's taken these famous figures and multiplied them together to produce his own theory. Its unreliability is well known, it's legendary. Some from privileged backgrounds see themselves as better stamped. This view of supremacy wouldn't be entirely out of place in the Third Reich. I can enthuse and rhapsodize on its merits. Her opening moves in the argument seem harmless but are actually strategic. Mass culture is an all-pervasive white noise. It's unfortunate news for them but don't sugarcoat it. The arguments can be provocative, let's move on before the place fills up with vitriol. The sharplifters were discovered and legged it. They waited for him at the meeting with claws sharpened to stop his proposals. The room has a romantic half-light. We're losing at present but not about to go quietly into the night. They won't share your rosy view of the figures. Your wrathful self from thoughts of being hard done to is softened by seeing those less fortunate. His early works are less interesting but he finds his voice with this. It's a harmonically easy and listenable piece. The clique's early radar will pick up on me when I come in. The story is fake sentiment and slush. It's only important in the short run, not the long. My errors were too numerous to mention. It's excessively long and verbose work that can't expect much attention, a beached whale. The output goes into overdrive, warp drive from this point. Such views are then enmeshed in a wider, more problematic system. It's a long and weighty text. Don't be deceived, it's just a wind-up to get a response. I'd hazard it that she's far from happy even if she doesn't say. He's self-styled without affiliation to any authority. It's a point beyond the topic at hand, let's press on for the moment. They can be sugary and less than genuine, be on your guard. Keep it polite, no off-color remarks. The departments don't interact, they keep high walls around themselves. He'll whistle up his supporters if he gets into trouble. Shadow him for a few days to get to know the tasks involved. The proposal is unconvincing, it's a miss. Your efforts may be recognized, don't expect any thank you speeches. He was disproved and resorted to ambiguity and weaseling. It's a gray area that needs more research. It's backward-looking and faded, it doesn't grab me. There's a great deal of turgid writing, it won't put a spring in your step. She's the more decorated academic. She has looks and background, she hasn't been favored too badly in life. You'll do well in the interview, knock them dead. It needs doing properly, don't cut corners. He's been carted off to a lower-ranked position. Changes take place at a glacial pace. Don't let his dodging and verbal jujitsu put you off track. We look for free services, he's my partner in crime. It's a complex discussion, I'm only holding on by my fingertips. Sections between the good ideas are smudged over. Moral reasons are currently all the rage to justify this. I'm the greatest of the great and then some. It's different and isn't in keeping with the others. This philosophy looks plausible but doesn't work, it marches you up a blind alley. Those of libertarian creed will be happy with this. They read furiously to avoid eye contact. It'll be filed in the catacombs and never mentioned again. It's government overreach, undue authoritarian measures. The amendment is wrong-headed and does violence to the whole. His no-nonsense and straight talking. Such contradictory evidence was one in the eye for them. Due to his background there were a few ripples in the staff when he joined. The work has a pious, priestly quality. They talked at length before he made a move on her. Don't take it literally, she's given to a little exaggeration. This openness and freedom is a breath of fresh air. Avoid the more technical detail or they'll glaze over. He's stewing over the criticism and isn't happy. It's less unexpected if we back up and look at the history. He's a virtuoso, a lion of the keyboard. She runs the place, she's the queen bee there. The art form is exhausted with these works no more than a rummaging through its charred remains. Notice when you're eating comfort food with tensions around. Such anomalous results were too much of a bump to hide under the carpet and required a new theory. They're stuck up and think they are superior. She's kind and reliable, she has a good heart. You have a mature outlook, you come across as older than your years. Dudes and dudettes are welcome. Pleasantries get your foot in the door with others. Ask him nicely, with sugar on top. They're in a position to twist the truth and carry it off. They're not dealing with the approaching situation, it's a head-in-the-sand mentality. That's all I can contribute here, so I'll finish and bow out. There's no real understanding, it's just monkey see, monkey do. They were control freaks, not great managers. When that happens they just go to protocol, bang bang bang. It may be uncomfortable but I wouldn't go against this view too much. The money is wasted on luxuries and high living. It's a seismic paper rocking much existing thinking. It's an eclectic work and doesn't really add up to anything unified. They'll notice that mistake and fry you for it. It's a gated social scene for the exclusive classes. He's heavily indebted to previous researchers. To complain about romantic attention is wishful thinking for some. It'd be mad, they'll think you're barking. It's a landmark in complexity. Life for them is no bowl of cherries. You're looking at another job, thinking the grass is greener there. I prevailed on her to accept. They're deceived into attacking their fellow human being. Some alternative theories are plausible but this is out in the deep end. The work is written at the height of his powers. Honors are evenly divided between the competing products. The organization has tentacles of influence in many areas, it's an octopus. He had a cadaverous color by the end of the journey. She's the expert, she runs circles round us. The boss can be a dragon and ruthless where necessary. You can't do this without good planning, you need your ducks in a row. He gave up on it before long. They publish papers in industrial quantities but avoid anything radical. I was overthinking and not being practical enough. The policy was put into effect fast and loose. They aren't great options but we'll select one to go with. She bought into these ideas and all her work thereafter shows their influence. They know you got it wrong but you'll live it down. I've thought through every counter-argument, I'm an evil mastermind. I don't do mass media. The building's lavish style gives it away as the seat of government. They wolf down the food without ceremony. Thanks, you're angelic. We're on the home run and should finish soon. The decor is pleasant, it's all eye candy. It's kind of you to read my humble endeavors. I'd choose it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. The composer finds an evocative sound world. Your enthusiasm shines. They're quite different, it's a mixed bag of people. No product design can be future-proof. Such glibness is from blissful ignorance of the facts. It's a business city, a rather soulless place. These changes to recover the company are rearranging furniture on the Titanic. I'm not sure on what grounds you assume this. There's a tsunami of evidence for it. She employed me for a while before coming to her senses. It's accomplished and has great finish. They're one-upping each other in trying to establish seniority. Give us a regular example, a garden variety. The account of the work is technically good but finds little artistry, it's rather literal. I'll speak the truth and won't be scripted by anyone. I'm sure you could fall for me. You need to find the going rate for it before buying. These laws have a street-level explanation very different to the government's. Your interpretations are all mistaken, you're in a parallel universe. Being non-committal may mean getting uncomfortable on that fence. She's a gifted public speaker. It was an epic failure, leaving wreckage everywhere. I wouldn't do it for love nor money. Those early experiences put the hook in me. They have little initiative, they're not going to set the world on fire. It's smooth talking to wallpaper over the problems. You look $1 million tonight. It wasn't the best decision, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. It's a brick in the wall regular job. Ask her, she's plugged into what's going on here. He got out at the right time as the market bow wave passed over. The work's overcalculated, having more head than heart. We have much to learn from their system. I'm a fully paid up Wagnerian. Adherence to dogma soar to any critical input from the staff. They have similar problems, they're in the same boat. Many avoid travel, keeping to their comfort zone. The book is radical thinking and a barn-burning polemic. It's not yet a battlefield-tested theory, I'll have to assess the objections. We'll have to speak diplomats to get past them smoothly. They've changed everything, so much for the claims of valuing tradition. It's laughable, they fall about when hearing of it. The socialists sing of such achievements. He has a sphinx-like smile, there are probably other thoughts behind it. She's going to the gathering unattended. Staff performance is watched closely, they're kept on a short leash. The business isn't dependent on this venture so the chips can stand and fall as they may. The mainstream media are gatekeepers, fake critical commentators preventing the real being aired. The best jobs were taken early on, I missed the boat. Maybe in quiet moments he knows his claims don't hold up. The argument works better the other way, he doesn't have his horse and cart in order. These ideas play out in his subsequent writing. A reality check is needed to ensure theory isn't leading us astray. The facts argue strongly for this interpretation. She'll accept it if it's official, she won't go against the grain. I'm out of my depth with this topic. It makes a change of pace from his stage works. His sympathies are entirely for socialism, he's a card-carrying member. Walk me through the theory to get its outlines. They soldiered on despite difficulties. He talks plainly and keeps an unvarnished view. She's always up for something different. When traveling abroad you often have to rough it. They won't organize themselves or see what to do, they'll be like cows in a field. I've known her for 10 years and counting. They won't take a stand on this, they're fence-sitters. She speaks out valiantly for the cause, having the wind in her hair. They're a hot-blooded lot, often ready for a fight. I gave her plenty of adulation, laying it on thickly. Come and go as you like, don't stand on ceremony. Exploitation in capitalism is ineliminable. It's a big problem, it'll keep them awake at night. He has a career, good looks, confidence, he has a lot going for him. They had a high time at the restaurant. In such a conformist wilderness an individualist stands out. Keep to the guidelines, no monkeying with them. It's an inspired interpretation free of ego and entirely at one with the work, he's in the zone. Get the order fast-tracked and dispatched quickly. He'll weigh in on the side of least resistance. He likes her, she holds favor with him. I don't know what it means, I'm foxed. Don't use that explanation, she'll have none of it. He's drawing on tradition and looking over his shoulder in this work. These are implausible and far-out ideas. If you're a loudmouth they won't take you seriously. After being declined he had to lower his sights a bit. Its distribution is completely skewed. The theory doesn't make explicit claims, it has wide error bars. It's gutter press journalism, just lies. You can't reason with him, he only speaks bureaucratese. It's wrong and I'm not doing it, you can jump in the canal. Her composure is always sure. They're arguing over politics while the elephant in the room is resource depletion. There's an inexorable tread towards the conclusion. He's serious-minded with technical expertise, a badass worker. Don't criticize standards in developing countries, we're from the land of plenty. I can hold down a conversation in French. The ideas seem profound but are indistinct and vaporous. The philosophy is a merry-go-round of interrelated daft ideas. There's an unlimited buffet but keep your head. It was remarkable but nonetheless is ending and passing into legend. I'd take issue with this, it's entirely mistaken. He had a year unemployed and began to lose the plot. She had to wrestle with some demons waiting for the doctor's report. We rely on their grace and favor to help us. The suggestion would be laughed out the room. It's an unreasonable offer, they can take a running jump. Much fashion is attention-seeking and gimmickry. You have a sun-drenched personality, much warmth and cheer. He doesn't see what it means, it passes him by. The organizer needs crowd control skills. You can defy them but you'll be thrown out, you'll be burning your boats with a vengeance. We're lost in admiration for you. The lack of response to these key issues brings me down. The depiction remains earthbound, missing the work spirit. She's kind and tender-hearted by nature. We'll have to shake some trees for funding on this. There's little concern for aesthetic effect, it's as plain as paper. His works even at this early stage have a recognizable cut. They're passionless, never had their blood stirred. It pretends to be new while using old formulae, it's a big yawn. When you're proved right you can toot your horn. He's gained some attention but only by elbowing others out the way. If the boss finds out she'll be on the ceiling. The alarms should have been ringing when he said he might be late. It was a round robin of advantage taking. There are ongoing existential issues to face, we're all ships at sea. They're well dressed, head to toe perfect. Okay, I hear what you're saying, I guess you're right. This position can be countered on two fronts. The country has to go along with America, it's stuck in a Washington orbit. I usually agree but find myself at odds with him here. It's getting harder to hold on to this view with opposing evidence emerging. It's an elaborately spun, convoluted argument. He likes you in no small way. The media cloaks government fraud rather than exposing it. I was struck by this idea. It's a grimly retrospective late work, looking across a problematic life. As it stands the plan's half-baked. Self-regarding princesses may find they like being commanded. Without this ongoing support it'll all get unglued. There's no starry cast but it's a good film. It's not well regarded and has had spadefuls of criticism. The instructions need much improving, they're as clear as mud. It's offensive nonsense, a pile of raccoon dung. Now he's aware of the downside he's not so sure. They'll never speak up, they're weak tea. His arguments are heavy-hitting, he's one of the field's leaders. They select for someone programmable and predictable, a cardboard cutout. I pigged out on the dessert. I have some unusual views so I'll lay out my stall for people to respond as required. There's no secret marriage between the West and capitalism, they're found apart. It's a tissue of lies for their benefit, just ignore them. He's foxing around, looking through files. The solo part points up the texture, drawing attention to it. Keep your confidence but don't get drunk on it. What's fair depends on what America says, it's the 200-kilo gorilla in the room. She can stay cool in a tight corner. You can do a post-mortem on the relationship but don't let it worry you. It's time-consuming and epically boring. Separate state and church have disestablishmentarian policies, that as well. Whether considered severally or together they don't work well. Conservative views get more airtime but mean nothing. It makes for compulsive listening. Doing a back-of-an-envelope calculation here it looks like you don't have enough time. Think for yourself, don't just listen to the choir. I don't agree with either camp, I have another explanation. You've prepared well, go Sean go. World resources dwindle and major powers play geopolitical games of musical chairs. She went ahead against her better judgment. Things look peaceful now but it's only the calm before the storm. Easily the best brand, it sweeps all before it. He was late for her and she's not best pleased. It's being said more loudly after recent events that align with it. The announcement is a siren call for war. Getting bills paid with the limited income is a balancing act. It's not a great film, it's 3 parts pastiche. He's going with these ideas towards a reassertion of existing authority. The officials were going slow and fishing for a bribe. The problems have only been papered over, not dealt with. He shouted the place down trying to get it changed. Within its orbit are several dependent organizations. She has authority, when she speaks pens stop. He's an icebox, always cool. Well, what I'm seeking to say is that a new direction is needed. It has a free, open-air quality. Trying to organize them is like herding cats. She's gone as far as she can in this job and is moving on to other pastures. There were a few half-truths told to make the sale. Smooth things over with better efficiency next time. The red walls argue with the green carpet. They're trying to reheat this old line of argument when it's already been answered. They'll go with it unthinkingly, they're bubbleheads. It's expensive, a place for those with the deepest pockets. The bar gets a lot of traffic. She's soulfully thinking over the losses. Tread carefully with them, they're not your friends. It's wrong and I'm not going with it, it's a line in the sand. They have no experience of what they study and hence make baseless claims, they're quackademics. The uncritical mainstream media is their feeding trough. These favorable conditions won't last. Find a chair before the music stops. The accident crystallized opinion on safety measures. She's one of the leading lights in the movement. I might lose a few merit points here, but these outlying ideas do make sense. Don't follow anyone, paddle your own canoe. We both understood, we had a moment. They got the better of him for a time, but he had the last laugh. These two seemingly different issues have subterranean connections. It's not yet solved, we're still in the woods. They pretend to be in opposition, but really you can't get an envelope between them. He would have it that socialism means equality of opportunity. The new government left the same people in office, they only changed the chairs. It's just a lamestream, a shamestream view. Try to look beyond the mainstream. He has steel and fiber, showing resilience. The reports have no practical value, they're paper for auditors. It's a safe bet film without audience challenges. It's a signal light for turning to other options. There's an angelic flourish of trumpets when democracy is mentioned, but it can be corrupted. They haven't got their act together, the service remains unreliable. The performance is staid and fails to lift off. They'll likely be no different, they're cut from the same cloth. We're outsiders, it's going to be difficult in such a setting as this. The rulers are despicable, just cockroaches. You know plenty more than they do, you'll leave them in the dust. The loss of funding closed the book on the project. They're not so quick to learn, they don't have the sharpest pencils. It's an astringent work, having claws and teeth to grapple with. The main action scene was a highlight, but the love scene was a lowlight. It's been another caffeinated afternoon at the computer. People dive for cover the moment my silhouette appears on the horizon. Worry not, chalk it up as another learning experience. One frontman leader after the next is trotted or wheeled or trundled out. So you finished on time, stands back in amazement. I prepared a report so far but had to shift gears when asked about the future. The rising should only follow life experience at the coalface. You may be discreetly deselected for, so don't keep banging on doors if they don't open, find something else. She outpaces him intellectually. I need to do more research and get up to speed on this. This development is highly suspect, watch it like a hawk with a telescope. These two ideas seem different but shade into one another. You're lost in thought, I wonder what's parting you. The name doesn't ring any bells, I think it's new to me. It's misconceived, I don't care for it. The summary is a stairway to making sense of the theory. They can see the advantages and are on board with this. There's too much work, don't run yourself into the ground with it. They're enemies, it's their usual chessboard plotting. Don't become a chihuahua, a poodle scurrying around the managers. They're opposed in some ways but are reading from the same script with this. Those are the facts to evaluate, over to you. He'll just align with however the wind is blowing at the time, he's a weather vane. You deserve the Iron Cross First Class for sticking with this. His written analysis has a jeweled accuracy. Don't argue with him too much, he has a string puller above him making him talk. There's a drumbeat from the shop floor for longer breaks. It's my bias that the whole field is in decline. I sided with free capitalism and wore that shirt for a while. His fiery views and iconoclasm ended, he became an extinct volcano. It's an intense workplace, a pressure cooker atmosphere. You should stand against it and be counted. This revelation will blow the doors off their covert dealings. You're gaining influence, your position on the map is edging forward. The whole thing is crackers and they don't know, it's a hoot. Try and short-circuit this antagonism before it gets established. He's been making waves, highlighting problems and asking for changes. The right-wing party is larded with closet fascists. There's been much rhapsodizing over the design's aesthetic success. She gave guarded replies to his offers. They quit their good jobs to go traveling, apparently losing the plot. Research until you have the measure of it. They're out to exploit us, give them hell back. They're trying to make changes under the radar, without too much attention. It's a self-promotion, hoping to keep his name up in lights. These concerns aren't so relevant and need to nudge over a bit. He's a gold standard for interpretation in this repertory. The mass media cherry picks, carefully selecting and omitting. The further up the academic totem pole, the less critical thinking there is. The money set her up for life. He's the present light holder for the field, important to most researchers. At ease, soldier, you've worried over this enough. The establishment with its own interests is the predator in the long grass. Plenty of mental gymnastics is required to accept mainstream media. The upper management is a kitchen of lies. It's nonsense to begin with, but this is nonsense on stilts. It's a bit dubious and there are some mixed up people involved. You don't really get respect by being a yes man. I extend an engraved invitation for them to attempt any objections. With these skills you have the steering wheel in your hands. They're newspapers only when using the term in the widest possible sense. Hang up your gloves and stop fighting them, you can't win. She reached out to them to resolve the situation.